Hello and welcome to my final lesson in my short series of Java tutorials. Today we're going to be learning a new way to organize our code. We're going to be covering classes today. So what classes are separate Java files that we can use to create objects with their own methods that are outside of the main method that we've been using traditionally. So the class that we're going to create today is a circle class. So to get started, just open up Eclipse and we're going to create a new project. So we're going to get a new Java project. We're going to call this project MyCircle. Don't have to mess with any settings, just hit next and finish. All right, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to create a new class. So we're going to do class. And for this class, we're not going to do the public static void main because this is not the main method. We're going to call this this class MyCircle. All right, let's make this bigger here. So some things you might notice: package MyCircle here. This is just a package of all the various Java files that are going to be in this program, and the identifier here, public class MyCircle. The only thing you need to make sure here is that the name MyCircle here matches the name of the Java file that you just created. So the first thing we're going to add to this class is we're going to add a radius here. So classes will usually have variables in them that they manipulate and perform certain computations with. So we're going to create private double radius. And you might notice that this is a new identifier. We have not used this before. What private means is that this variable radius can only be accessed with methods within the MyCircle class. So if we were to go to the main method and do MyCircle.radius, it would give us an error and it would the program would not run. The reason we do this is to keep our programs more encapsulated. So the first method that we're going to create in this class is called the constructor. And the role of the constructor in a class is to instantiate all of the instance variables. And in this case, we just have one. So the header for the constructor is just public MyCircle. And the parameters that we're going to take for this method is a double A. We're going to create some curly braces here. Normally in a constructor, you want to instantiate all of the instance variables. So what we're going to do here is we're going to type radius equals A. So it takes this double that has been provided from some other portion of the program. It's sent here, and we instantiate radius to A. So the next method that we're gonna create is just going to return the area. So the method header for returning the area would be a public double area and then parentheses. And for this method, we're not going to need any parameters since we're just returning the area, and we already have the radius up here within the class. So we're just going to type return, and this is radius times 3.14. And Normally you would want to test all of your methods as you go, but seeing as this is a pretty simple one line of code, I think we can pretty safely say that this will probably work. So the next method that we might want to do with our data here in the circle, we might want to find the circumference. So let's do public double circumference, and like the area method, it will not require any parameters. So we're going to do return 2 times 3.14 times the radius. Now, since up here this is a private variable, and we may need to change it at some point, we're going to create two methods called get and set methods. A get method will access a private member of the class and return it. So the method we're going to create here is going to be public double get radius and some curly braces, and we're just going to do return radius. And this will allow us to peek and view what the value of this variable is. And then we need to have a set method so that the user can change the radius of the circle they're working with at various points of the program. So we're going to do public void, and this is, since we're just modifying this will not be doing any calculations, this will not be returning any values, so we use the void modifier set radius. And in here we're just going to do double A, the new value of what the radius is going to be. We're going to do radius equals A. So this should wrap up what we need to do for our MyCircle class. We have an instance variable radius. We have a constructor. The user will provide what they want the radius to be, and then we can do various things with that. We can get the area, the circumference, and we can, get and set the radius. So we can't really do anything with this. If we tried to run this program now, we'd probably get an error, and it would tell us that there's no main method, there's nothing to look for. So what we need to do now is create another class that's a main method that we use to test all of these and make sure all of these are functioning properly. So we're going to go to File, New, Class. We're going to call this MyCircle Tester. And we're going to do enable public static void main, since this is going to be the main method. As you can see, since we've already started our project, we have package MyCircle up here, and this will allow us to access all of the methods in this class that we've created over here. So the first thing we're going to want to do is create a new instance of MyCircle. And how we do this is we're going to type MyCircle, give it a name. We're going to call it test equals new MyCircle, and we need to pick how big we want the radius to be. Let's do 5.6. So now we have an object of MyCircle and it has a radius of 5.6, and we should probably test all of the methods that we've created. So first, let's test the area. So we do system.out.println, and to call the method here from this other class, we're going to do test, which is the name of the circle we just created, dot area, the name of the method we created, and that will just return the area, and it should print it out just like it would if we had everything in the main method here. The next method we should test is circumference, so system.out.println test.circumference semicolon system.out.println test.getRadius. And the last method we want to test is the set method. We're going to do test.setRadius, and we're going to change this to 9.7. And we're going to test to see if that changed by doing system.out.println test.getRadius, and we'll just see if it's changed from up here to down here. So as usual, go to run, hit OK, and we get the console output here. So as we can see, everything looks to be working properly. We have the area right here, the circumference right here, the original radius, which is 5.6, and the new radius that we created, which is 9.7. So thank you for viewing my tutorials. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned some new interesting things. There are a lot of resources out there if you want to get a little bit more serious about programming. There's the Coding Bats. There are quite a few of those, and there are various textbooks. Some of the things that I've been pulling from Introduction to Java Programming by Daniel Liang. I pulled some of the circle examples for here if you are looking for a textbook to learn a little bit more in depth. But thank you for viewing my video. I hope you found it worthwhile.